So how is the housing market here in Airdrie? Here is your Airdrie, Alberta real estate market update for January 2020. All right, let's get into it. So for January, we had a fantastic month in Airdrie, great sales month. As soon as the year turned over, we really started to see activity pick up, kind of like you would in a spring market, but we saw that quite early this year. So for January, we recorded more sales in January than we have in the 7 past Januaries dating back to January 2013. So all the way through our slump, sales in January were obviously quite low. Things are starting to turn back around a bit. And also what we saw turn around last month was our overall benchmark price, which for the first time in a long time, we're seeing a positive increase in our benchmark price. This month we recorded a 1% increase over last year, so year over year, January to January, which we haven't seen in a long time. Now, that does vary from all the different styles of homes. That's just the general average in Airdrie. And I'm going to show probably down below here what those numbers look for each style of home. So detached, we're actually up 2% year over year. Semi-detached, we're looking at about 1% up year over year. Then you get into the row and apartment market. Row homes were down 5% year over year still, and apartments were still down 6% year over year. Overall, I am very happy with these numbers, obviously with these first two because they're in the positives, but with apartment and row housing, the silver lining here is that's the year over year price difference. Our month over month, they both actually saw an increase going into the new year, so we'll see if that trend continues, but overall, really liking these numbers, and we'll see where it takes us in the spring. Now, I did go through a lot of data this month as we were in the first month of the year, and I really wanted to see where we were at historically in our market. So I compared all of our January numbers, things like sales, listings, inventory, sales ratio, all these things, and I compared them to previous months of previous years to see where we best lined up historically. And what I found is that we relate most to January 2013 right now. And if you don't know, January 2013, we were just starting our upswing to our peak market in 2014, 2015, but January 2013 was when things really started to take off in that market. So our data now is reflecting that quite a lot. I can't predict where we're going to go from here, but I can tell you that these numbers are quite positive, and I'm excited to see where it's going. All right, now for our hottest community of the month. And this month for January, that's going to go to Bayside. They saw more sales than they did listings, with 7 sales and 5 new listings, which you don't often much see in this market, plus throughout the winter. So great month for Bayside. And what we saw for January is a lot of neighborhoods are starting their upswing in inventory as we get to the seasonal high point in the spring. Whereas Bayside, with all their sales, they actually brought their inventory down. So they're going to be starting February at a nicer point as we enter that upswing. All right, now for mortgage news. And again, not a whole lot has changed here, which is good. We're still at really good rates underneath 3%. You're looking mostly at 2.7 to 2.9%, I believe, for a 5-year fixed at this point, which historically is very good, and it's not moving, so that's a good thing. Now, if you are looking to buy or you are looking to renew your mortgage and you're looking for someone to help you out with that, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction to a good mortgage broker who can help you do that. All right, well, that's all I have this month for our Airdrie real estate market update for January 2020. Now, if you are interested in more detailed reports, I do send them out by email every month. And on these reports, it has a bit more detail on the stats, either for Airdrie or if you want for just your specific neighborhood, and it goes through some of the details on the stats there, and also goes through some of the sold properties. So if you're interested in, what that house sold for down the street from you, or that comparable house in your neighborhood, what it sold for, this report will tell you that. It'll give you all that data so that you can keep up to date on the market every single month, like I said, just through your email. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I'd be more than happy to sign you up for that and start sending you those reports each month. But for now, I hope you have a fantastic February, and we'll see you next month.